La 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 la. Testing. Okay.
Aye.
Okay, I think we're good.
Cool.
Did you bring up my drink?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Flat lemonade.
Yeah, it's you were doing some interesting mixology
It's
techniques.
not my fault.
Yes, it is. Cheers. All right, we good to start?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode, you guys.
Hi.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
Good things come in threes.
Comes in. Good things comes in
Three.
twars.
No. Good things come in threes. Am I right?
Sure. Is that a saying?
Yeah. You've never heard it?
It's just discriminating to all the other numbers.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. What are we doing today?
We're talking about inspiration.
Inspiration. Yeah, it was one of you guys' recommendations to talk about inspiration and where we get it. Question mark.
Where do we find it?
And there's some rocks.
First thing you gotta do is you get a treasure map, and then there's a big X where the inspiration is, and then you gotta follow it all around the country, and then you get there, and then it turns out that the inspiration was inside you all along.
That's the lamest bit you've ever done in your life.
Thanks.
I made some bullet points for today. Actually, I made 3 bullet points, and the first one is just Pinterest, the love of my life.
Mine is Pinterest as well. Pinterest is great.
Pinterest is great. Pinterest is like there for you.
Maybe it tasted like pesto.
Oh, great. My room's gonna smell of pesty burp.
Pesty burp. Sounds like an off-brand Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah. Pesty burp. Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're just shedding hair clips as well.
That was only one. I put the rest back in, I swear.
Devon has this thing, you guys don't know, but Devon just sheds hair clips everywhere around the house.
Because I clip my hair up whenever I've had a shower so it doesn't fall in my face.
But then she leaves them everywhere.
They fall out.
Everywhere. Like, we moved the couch the other day. I just found I found a whole family living under the couch.
And they were happy. Why did you have to separate?
No, they were dead.
Oh.
Yeah. All of them. They watched each other die. Slowly and painfully.
Or even the ones that were already dead.
Absolutely, yeah.
They came back to life.
Just to watch their family
watch
die.
them die,
Yeah.
and then they died again.
Uh-huh.
Wow. It's like supernatural.
Should we go back to Pinterest? As per usual.
Sure, Pinterest is great. I mean, there's nothing really more to say about it. It's just there's a lot of shit on there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great for reference images. Not so great if you want to make something really original, because everyone has used the same reference images as you.
I mean, yeah, but also the way I use Pinterest is I just look at a bunch of different things and then until inspiration sparks.
Yeah.
So I don't usually use reference pictures all that often in my full work.
A lot of the time you see images that you've saved and then someone else does a drawing and you're like, I know which reference images they use.
Yeah, it's quite an unspoken thing in the art industry, I guess, where you just you see someone's artwork and you're like, I know what reference picture you used. I know your secrets.
Yeah, so you just have to be careful not to copy anything too directly.
Also, especially if you're selling it, because doing it for practice is obviously fine and what everyone does. But it's once you commercialize it that it's once you commercialize it that it just kind of
blows up in your face.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And also a lot of stuff on Pinterest is just images that people have saved. So a lot of people a lot of art stuff that is on Pinterest, the creator doesn't realize that their stuff is on Pinterest, because loads of your stuff is on there.
Yeah.
So then if you copy someone's thing too directly, then they're gonna be like, it's copyright. How did you why did you do this? And you're like, it's just a picture on Pinterest. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just...
especially with photographers and stuff as well.
Yeah.
I see a lot of that. Obviously, credit is a very important thing, guys.
Credit to the artist.
Credit to the artist. But especially photographers, because obviously their work gets drawn a lot.
Yeah. And
especially portrait photographers. And it's always good to either try and find out the model or the photographer, or both.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or just change it beyond recognition.
Yeah.
The way that I use it, I use it for pose reference. So then I just draw the skeleton, then I get rid of the reference image, so I'm not tainted, I'm not influenced by it.
Oh yeah.
And then I just make up my own thing on top.
Yeah. I kind of do the same thing. I just look at a bunch of different poses and reference pictures. I just kind of look at them and then I like do something from my head without like obviously having the reference picture next to me.
And they kind of all merge together into
Exactly.
one big gloop.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when I'm feeling also really uninspired. I just like go on my Pinterest boards and be like, and then like a bunch of different things kind of turn into a Franken thing. Pinterest is the holy grail of things. Love it very much, especially for like anatomy.
Oh yeah,
just like boards of different hand positions and color charts.
I still love that meme where it's a guy taking a picture of the information board for a mountain. Yeah, and the mountain's right there. Yes, and it's like when you look up hand reference images when your hand is right there.
Yeah, it's a good meme.
This episode's great.
I keep pausing the episode to blow my nose. I'm still like recovering from being sick, so this is...
Your schnoz.
My schnoz is a bit ewy.
Drippy.
The next bullet point I had was fashion brands accounts.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
I don't have that one, so take it away.
Yeah, I recently found out about how like really cool and edgy all like fashion brands are becoming. Exactly.
Fashion.
Like Urban Outfitters and like
Lucy and Yak.
Hipstery like brands nowadays. Yeah. Like the
I saw a gay one and I was like, way to go you. You're doing something gay. Like it was for men's shoes or something. Oh, okay. And they had two guys and I'm like, you just showed twice as much shoe. With the two dudes, and it's like, that's genius. Why has no one ever done this?
Double the shoe. But yeah, I don't know. People have just like been showing off their clothes in very interesting poses and like photography wise, it's just very interesting. Artsy. Pull and Bear does that a lot. They've got weird. There was this one time where I was looking at Pull and Bear stuff, and there was just this one model who was doing the backwards crab. You know that?
I thought that was ASOS. What was the weird one on ASOS?
No, that was Pull and Bear. I remember. It was like she was doing the weird backwards crab, and I'm like, can you just imagine the photographer behind the camera being like, yeah, I like this whole thing you're doing, but can we try something a little different? And then like the crab happened.
The crab happened.
It didn't even show off the outfit that well because you were so distracted by.
Maybe that's what they wanted.
Oh, I see. There were so many decisions that went into that as well. Someone from high up was like, yeah, I like this. Put it on the catalog.
I like this.
Yeah. But I don't know. I really like use fashion brands for now as well because they also, they do jewelry, it's good hand references as well. And it's something that you can just like see on Instagram a lot. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Just find it cool.
I guess it doesn't have as wide a reach. So you're less likely to be like, oh yeah, copied this.
Yeah, it's also like more niche stuff. Yeah.
I like using Instagram and like looking at artists on there mainly for like style and color palettes. Like the way that they draw lines or the way they ink something. Oh yeah. And then I also steal all the color palettes because it's like,
I get that a lot. I'll sometimes like see someone's art and be like, oh my god, this is so cool. I want to try doing something in this sort of technique. Yeah. Like I sometimes experiment with like just brush strokes and just doing stuff like more painterly instead of like fully rendered digital stuff. Yeah. And I'll sometimes get inspired to do that by looking at someone's art. Yeah. On Instagram, you know.
I feel like I have a pretty solid-ish style now. Like I have a process and I have a list of things that I do. But when I was finding a style, it was really nice on Instagram to just be like, oh, this is how this person draws eyes. I'm going to try to do that. Yeah. This is how this person draws a nose. It was just stuff like that. And you kind of, again, Frankenstein all the bits together to make your own style.
That's what I always say. People like always freak out about art styles. And I'm like, it will like eventually develop.
Just try different
everything.
Stuff and it'll be fine.
Just try different things and just don't be afraid to try everything. And then you will eventually pick up things from different things you've tried and then meld them together.
Like this. Exactly. I like this and I like this bit. So
exactly.
Put them all together.
And then you put them all together and then that's like kind of how your style develops. And obviously styles change all the time. Like inspiration's a big part of that. Otherwise you'd get bored of drawing the same thing all the time. Yeah. You were going to say something. It looked like you had something to say.
I did, but I forgot it.
Oh, pang.
I have one, when I'm stuck for ideas, I try not to think about it and distract myself with something else. Because then, like, I'm, like, halfway through that thing and I'm like, wait, I know what to do now.
That's interesting.
Like, I used to do that a lot on the bus to college. Because my bus was so long and I'd just kind of be sat there with my music and just kind of watching the world go by and then an idea would pop up and I'd be like, brainstorm!
That's so interesting. I don't get that. I like
riding the bus is like giving me so many ideas in my life.
I think too much though. Yeah. Like I couldn't do that thing of stopping stopping myself from thinking about something.
It's not like a conscious thing, like, okay, I can't think about this thing, otherwise it's going to be bad. It's just like, okay, I need to do this other thing, and this can sit on the back burner for a while.
Yeah, true.
It just kind of happens naturally, I guess.
I don't know. I'm very, like, also very impatient with, like, coming up with stuff. And so if I sit down and I feel like I need to do this one thing, I'll, like, push until...
Yeah.
I'll just force the inspiration.
Yeah. I mean, that's good sometimes. And, like, sometimes when you are in a bit of a rut, you do need to just sit down and brainstorm and, like, power through it.
Yeah.
But I find that if I do that too much, it kind of ends up with a forced idea that's not great.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of holes in it, and it's like, this isn't... That's just for me, though.
It depends for what we're, like, talking about. Because, like, for animation... We've got deadlines.
Yeah.
You can't just
have to.
Yeah, you can't just wait for inspiration to strike.
No.
You kind of have to get on it.
But, I mean, like, I don't wait for weeks for it to strike. I'm just be like,
oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop thinking about it just for a bit while I do this other task.
Yeah,
and it usually all happens in the same day, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. I'm a very visually, like, stimulated person, so I have to look at a bunch of different things to inspire an idea.
Yeah.
So that's why I love Pinterest so much, because I'll just look at all kinds of things, and it might not even be similar to what I go with in the end, but it's just like, this idea leads to another idea, this leads me to another thing, and then eventually I get an idea that kind of makes sense with everything.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm kind of the opposite, where I need at least a starting point to know what to search up in visual stuff.
Exactly.
Otherwise
I mean, in terms
of
briefs. Yeah, I mean, in terms of, like, having briefs. Like, for example, when we did the stuff in first year for animation, we had, like, specific...
The whole course is animation, you have to be more specific.
No, when we did the brief about the 12 principles of animation, and every principle we had, like, a different task. Like, I'd always just kind of Google in the thing and go from there.
Yeah.
You know, when you go on Pinterest and you search a bunch of things for a while, and then you have to backspace everything, I'll normally go back, like, 20 times because I just keep searching different things.
Yeah.
I go on a journey.
I discover myself.
I just discover the idea, and I discover myself.
Yeah, I need to do more visual stuff, because a lot of the time I can see it in my head, but then with animation you have to work in teams.
Yep.
So no one else knows what I'm on about. I'm like, it's going to be like this, but, like, kind of weavy and, like, wiggly, and it's going to look like this, and it's good, right? You get me?
Yeah, I felt that when we worked together last year.
I'm so sorry.
We and Devon worked on a project last year with another one of the guys in our year, and Devon was directing it. And it was kind of like me and Iago, the other guy, we were just like,
okay, visuals.
We were just trying to, like, visualize, because we were doing character designs for it, me and him, and we were kind of, like, trying to work with Devon on this thing and trying to figure out what Devon's vision was, because Devon obviously couldn't do everything, because Devon was the director, and also, you know, we're a team.
Sorry.
It was funny, though.
I did some drawings.
Yeah. I'm very tired.
Just the trauma in your eyes, like, yeah,
yes!
Totally.
Yes, I loved working. It was actually quite nice.
It got us an internship, so it couldn't have been too bad.
True, it did. It got us both an internship. This is kind of just a chill episode. We don't really have anything prepared for today.
Nah.
Because last week's episode was kind of...
It was a lot.
Yeah, last episode was very, like, narrative-driven. I keep saying last week, but it's 2 weeks ago. It's every 2 weeks. But the last episode was quite intense, so...
I have thumbnails as one of my
So do I. I have
points
two.
of inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Just because, like...
Did you not like my joke?
It was hilarious.
Thank you.
Did you not see how much I laughed?
No, I didn't. I missed it. I must have missed it somehow.
How could you? It was
bursting.
So much laughter. I could have died.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have thumbnails because, again, I said that I'm not very good at describing what's in my head.
But also your thumbnails are an absolute mess.
True.
It doesn't really help.
I can go from there. It's at least somewhere to start. And then I just scribble down all my ideas and be like, oh wait, actually this doesn't work outside of my head, so I can move on from that idea and try something else. But if there's something that kind of looks good in a thumbnail, I'll then develop it into something that other people can understand, hopefully.
True. That's it?
Any expression on that?
That's it. I mean, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Thumbnailing is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to get into thumbnailing a lot more recently in the past year because I didn't use to thumbnail at all in my sketchbook completely.
Oh, we had to do it at college, so I've kind of been forced into it.
No, I've never really had to do that, so I just kind of like started. I got it a lot from Sarah Tepes on Instagram because she does a lot of thumbnailing for her illustrations, even when it's just a drawing, and she made a whole video about how important thumbnailing is, especially for like composition and stuff. And I was like, huh, she's got a point.
You're right.
And then I started doing it, and I figured out how like important it is.
Yeah, I feel like I need a solid concept to do thumbnailing though, otherwise I'm just like a shape.
Yeah.
Shapes that I try to make look like something.
Yeah, I also I do a lot like when I'm feeling really inspired, I'll just start off with what I'm comfortable and sketch those out a bunch. Ooh. You found another hair clip. I can't believe this.
I'm just every time
we record a podcast, I find some more hair clips in my room.
Free hair clips though.
Sure. What was I saying?
Thumbnails are good.
Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm. Like a lot of my concept ideas come from the weird narrative songs that I listen to, because it's like everyone's gonna interpret that thing differently. So the way that I visualize it in my head would be pretty cool to write down, and then it kind of changes as I go along as I find like flaws with it and obstacles, so that it's nothing like the original song, but it's still good and it was still a starting point. But yeah, I listen to songs.
That's nice.
But they're weird and like very narrative driven.
Yeah, you listen to a lot of like story songs.
Oh, yeah, but they're good.
I agree.
Thanks.
Music doesn't really play a part for it in me because a lot of the music I listen to is like
K-pop.
No, actually no.
No.
I listen to K-pop sometimes, but not like all the time. I have to be in a very specific mood to listen to K-pop. Yeah, I listen to a lot of hip-hop and rap music.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's not exactly the most illustrative thing. And jazz. I have
jazz.
I have a wide spectrum, but...
What?
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 I didn't say anything.
You said what?
I said butt.
Butt?
Yeah.
Oh, like a butt.
I did.
What kind of butt we talking?
Don't know. Definitely not a cigarette butt. I had my third bullet point was about... Because obviously we go to art school.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Wow.
Third year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's insane.
How did I not know?
I mean, I
didn't know this for 3 whole years.
3 whole years, my dude.
Wow.
You're insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, we go to art school and that's like a huge, massive pool of inspiration because you're just working with tons of people around tons of other artists and everyone is super different. And obviously in university you do a lot of like crits and show off your work to the class because you have to and do presentations. And I feel like that's a huge way of other people being like, I never thought about that. Yeah. People in our course have really different styles of everything and it's so cool always seeing everyone's like rendition of things. Obviously, I'm not saying, oh, are you short for inspiration? Go to art school. Obviously, I'm not saying that because it's not that easy.
Go to gallery exhibitions and all that because I really like the ones
museums.
They have like
so nice.
Constantly changing ones in our uni that we always go to whenever they change it, and it's really cool. They have a monsters one on right now, and like creature design,
mystery stuff,
concept art, real cool.
And museums on that in that same ballpark. Museums are the shit.com.
The bomb.
We literally went to Edinburgh earlier this year for 4 days and we died. We were just in museums for 4 days.
And then you died.
Oh yeah, I hella died. I got tonsillitis. But I mean that's nothing special. I get tonsillitis all the time.
Yeah.
So but it was really fun. I don't even remember the tonsillitis because I had so much fun. It was very fun. We were just in museums. Really good pancakes. Oh my god, those pancakes were everything. I dream about those pancakes every night. Every goddamn night. Juicy. Oh, it's so good.
I want to make pancakes.
Bro, should we have pancakes for dinner?
Long since I've made pancakes.
Oh, but we have 1 egg left.
We do?
Yeah.
We had like half a case last time I looked.
I know. It's so tragic. But anyway, museums are it. If you have like a museum near you, just even going inside a museum, you just feel cool. You know,
I'm cool.
I
I'm
go to
trendy.
museums. I go to museums and I contemplate life. You know what I mean? Like, am I a nerd?
Nerd!
Oh my god, I just like museums.
Oh, museums are fun.
Museums are so fun.
Yeah. Just kind of sit and draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I can't really go to museums with anyone other than art people now because they're like, oh yeah, let's have a look around and then we'll go. And I'm like, but no, I want to draw everything.
But that's my mom's kind of conditioned to that now. Like, whenever I go traveling with my mom or anything, or we go to museums, like, she knows that we're gonna be in there for hours. Like, she's such a sport. She will sit with me while I draw everything. And she just, like, she always takes a book with her, obviously. Mm-hmm. And she's always like, okay, so just let me know when you want to sit down and draw something and I'll whack out my book. And I'm like, okay, thanks, Mom. We were in Florence earlier this year, me and my mom. It was so good.
You're so well traveled.
I am.
You've just seen the world.
I've seen the things. That's my foot. That's you touched. No! Do not tickle me. I will murder you. Anyway. Why are you deep-throating the cider? Devon, no! No! Bad Devon!
No one will ever believe you.
Yes, they will! Devon, no! Bad Devon! Oh, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, Florence.
You distracted.
Oh, yeah, you did direct eye contact with me as you deep-throated that cider. Anyway, Florence. I was in Florence, and we went to all of the museums, and if you don't know, Florence is like peak museum city. It's just
a great review.
Thanks. Peak. I'll TripAdvisor. Find me on TripAdvisor. Be like, peak. The Uffizi Gallery? Peak. And I think me and my mom spent like maybe 6 hours inside one of the museums because it's like, well, obviously it's one of the biggest ones. It's a whole palace that's been turned into a museum, and it was one of my favorite things. It was the one of the Medici.
The naked butt guy.
There was a lot of naked butts, my dude. It's Renaissance art. Everyone's naked. But it was actually the Medici family's secret palace on the other side of the river.
It's not very secret.
It's not secret because it's massive.
Huge.
Yeah.
That's the one that on Horrible Histories, they sing it to the tune of the Addams Family.
They had like an outskirts palace, which was literally like
it
was a 10-minute walk away from their other palace. But yeah, massive gardens is so huge, and they turned the whole thing into a massive museum. And it's so cool. So good.
I want to go there now.
And it had all of the art that they've ever bought and had painted for the palace. Like, there's rooms where the whole room, it's all like Renaissance painting. It's incredible. Very, very, very good
shit.
I saw the Venus, the Venus lady.
The Venus lady?
Yeah, I saw her. She's the one inside the clam.
Oh, yeah. How big was it?
Big. Not super big, but it was like big. It was like my height.
So it was like for Renaissance art, pretty
small actually for Renaissance art, yeah.
It was decent?
Yeah.
Still quite petite.
Yeah. I'd say maybe the size of this wall. But yeah, Florence was like a life-changing trip.
Because you were hella depressed the whole time?
Yeah, I was hella depressed, but it was so pretty. So pretty.
The beauty.
I don't know how, but I ate so much cheese on that trip. And I'm lactose intolerant, right?
Now.
True.
After that trip.
Imagine. Oh, do you think I got lactose intolerance because I went to Florence and ate a bunch of cheese?
They were just like, please, no more.
I ate so many calzones.
I do love a good calzone.
My mom, she's such a sport. Again, this is just me gushing on my mom. She saw how depressed I was, and she was like, because I get really depressed when I travel because of anxiety. So she saw how depressed I was, so we like left. I mean, that
was during a whole like relapse phase. So
it was the beginning of my relapse.
It wasn't just the traveling.
No, but it was a lot of anxiety built up from a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then the traveling kind of was the peak of it as well. But yeah, on one of the nights we just went home and drank like carton wine in bed with what's it called? Focaccia.
What's that?
It's like this Italian bread, but it's like pizza but not. It's so good.
Like naan?
No, that's not Italian.
I know.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's
kind of like if naan bread and French bread married.
I know how to explain it to you. You know how you make those things sometimes with the wraps?
Quesadilla?
Yeah, it's like a quesadilla but not.
That doesn't explain anything.
Okay, well, it's basically a quesadilla.
Yeah.
But drier, kind of.
I wish we had good food here.
Yeah, me too, man. Anyway, we have to go. at some point.
We gotta go. Where we going?
We gotta go to Florence right now, guys. Anyway, we gotta go to Florence at some point.
Yay.
You're gonna, like, lose your shit.
I'm just gonna shit everywhere.
You are. You're gonna leave fecal matter everywhere.
I wanna learn about
the things.
Corruption and all the good shit.
It wasn't that corrupt. It was just that they were, like, a very strong family, and they were, like, what's the word? Mafia.
Yeah.
They
weren't that corrupt. They were the mafia.
They were just the mafia, you know, and they kind of, like, you know, run the town.
Was he the one that, he was the Pope, right? And he had a load of babies, even though you're not meant to have babies.
I don't know. I don't really remember much of what I read, because, again, I was depressed.
Yeah.
But I have some flyers.
You could just watch them on Horrible Histories.
Why would I do that? No, why would I do that?
Because it's the best song.
I hate that you talk about Horrible Histories so much.
Because it's the best show.
I can't deal with it.
It's the best show.
I cannot deal with Horrible Histories.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why, but I hate it with a passion.
It's so good though.
I cannot it's just a whole other genre of cringe that my body is not, like, compatible with.
Yeah.
It can't compete.
I think you had to watch it as a child to, like, become immune to the cringe.
See, that's the thing. I'd never watched it until I came to England.
Even as a child, you found it cringe.
Okay.
But you were like, it's still a good show, though.
Uh-huh.
And then as you get older, like, you become stronger every day.
Oh my god, I hate
Every
that.
day you watch it.
Medici family?
Medici.
Yeah.
Have you seen that song?
I don't think I have.
Should we play it?
No.
Yeah!
It'll get copyrighted. I'll watch it later, though, I promise.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like these last few were kind of useless. I was just like, yeah, go to art school and then go to Italy.
But you said museums.
Yeah,
you
museums.
Said that Italy has good museums.
Oh, it's so good.
Wow.
Do you have anything else on your list?
I'm sorry, I'm just looking at all the new songs from Horrible Histories that I haven't...
God.
This is the new cast, they're not the OG cast, they don't matter. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they definitely don't matter. You're right about that. Devon?
Wait.
Your list?
I mean, mine was, like, take a break, because if your brain is fried, it won't come up with ideas. So just kind of chill. Yeah.
I feel like we're very opposite people on the spectrum. You're very much like, take a break, it's fine. It'll come to you. And then very much like, no, must do it now and must do it before I die. Yeah.
Just chill, man.
I know, man. I've been chilling more recently.
Yeah. Do you how many relapses?
That's not important.
Okay. I don't know. I just take it easy. It's fine.
Yeah, inspiration will come.
It's like everyone has a certain amount of shit drawings in them, and you have to draw them and get them out.
I always use that analogy. Oh. Thank you.
Okay. But it's like a percentage thing. So, like, the more you draw, the more shit drawings you're gonna draw.
Yeah.
You just gotta get them out.
I have a quote over there on my desk. It says, the more you make a mess intentionally, the less you fear doing it accidentally. Anyway, we should wrap up before we go on a tangent.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this very ranty episode. Yeah, let us know what you do to get inspiration.
I feel very sleepy.
Me too, actually. We had a very intense morning.
Yeah, the cider took the opposite effect than it normally does. It's either hyperactive or, like, coma.
Shall we try caffeine next time? We need to go nap. Follow us on Instagram at binge inking. Follow us on Twitter at binge_inking. Email us at bingeinkingpodcast@gmail.com.
We got a load of emails of people's pets, and we're very
Oh my
happy.
god, send us your pets, please. We're loving it.
If you send us your pets, we will probably put it on Instagram.
Yeah, please. Oh my god. And send us questions and stuff for an episode where we read out your questions and or your lovely messages. And also, we're on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts now.
We're on Spotify now, I forgot!
Rejoice!
We're really coming up in the world.
We are, look at us go.
Episode 3.
Episode 3, my dude. Yeah, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on SoundCloud, you can find us on YouTube. And yeah, all the links will be wherever you find links.
They're all in the Instagram description. Are they in the Twitter description?
Yes, my dude.
Cool.
I'm a social media god.
God!
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. See you next time.
Bye-bye.